Earth, our only home. A massive blue sphere floating in the infinite black of space. Every day it spins around an invisible line stretching from pole to pole, rotating almost perfectly. But what if I told you we moved that line? Not nature, not a meteor, not a volcano, humans. And not by accident, not by whim, but through the power of our knowledge, our machines, and perhaps most ironically, through our control of one single element: water. Over the last couple of centuries, we built thousands of dams, gigantic walls of concrete and steel. We stopped rivers, redirected giants, created artificial lakes. Why? For power, for flood protection, and for agriculture. But as we held back more and more water, storing it on land instead of letting it flow freely to the sea, something extraordinary happened. We shifted the balance of our planet. Literally. We moved Earth's axis by more than a meter. How is that even possible? To understand this, you need to picture something simple. Earth isn't a perfect ball. It's more like a slightly squishy spinning top. If you were to stick an extra weight on the side of a spinning ball of clay, the spin would shift. Just a little. Enough. That's exactly what we did. By moving billions of tons of water out of the oceans and locking it up in inland reservoirs. The first big phase of dam building started in the 1800s, mostly in Europe and North America. Then came the modern boom after World War II, this time concentrated in Asia and Africa. Countries like China, India, Ethiopia, building bigger, taller, stronger dams. Each dam holding back more water. Each one shifting Earth's balance just a little more. Like one tiny push, repeated thousands of times. A team from Harvard University and NASA studied 6,862 major dams built between 1835 and 2011. Their conclusion was stunning. Earth's axis shifted by 113 centimeters. That's more than 3.5 feet. Because of the way humans repositioned water on the planet's surface. And some individual dams, like China's Three Gorges Dam, are so massive, they alone move the planet's axis by up to 2 centimeters. This isn't some wild theory. It's measurable, documented, repeatable. It's real. Now you might be thinking, so what? So what if Earth's axis moved a bit? Most people won't feel it. You won't wake up with your city suddenly 10 degrees closer to the equator. But the systems that rely on precision absolutely notice. GPS, satellites, climate tracking, military targeting systems, flight navigation. Even the most advanced tech has to adjust constantly for these shifts, updating models, recalibrating data. Every few centimeters of axial drift? That matters, but technology isn't the only thing affected. Let's talk about nature. Plants, animals, ecosystems. They all depend on seasons, on daylight patterns, on the Earth's predictable tilt and orbit. They've evolved over millions of years to prosper under these conditions. Now, even subtle axis changes can confuse migration patterns, flowering cycles, ecological rhythms. A bird that migrates too early might find no food. A plant that blooms too late might miss its pollinators. Little by little, balance wavers. And dams aren't the only thing doing this. There's also groundwater pumping. We extract massive quantities of water from beneath the Earth's surface, especially for agriculture. That water ends up elsewhere, on fields, in oceans, in the air. Researchers estimate groundwater pumping moves the axis of Earth by 4 to 5 centimeters per year. Let that sink in. We are physically, literally, shifting the planet. But this is not a story of doom. This is a story of power, of the human touch. Because we are the first species in history to have the ability, unintentionally, yes, to alter the physical behavior of the Earth itself, not just the climate, not just the oceans, not just the forests, but the way the planet spins. Looking ahead, Earth's axis will continue to shift because of us. Melting glaciers, sea level rise, water transfers. We're entering an era where every major human decision leaves a planetary footprint. Build a dam, the Earth shifts. Pump groundwater, the Earth tilts. Melt ice, the oceans rise, and the axis drifts. No action is small anymore. But perhaps that's not a warning. Perhaps it's an invitation to think bigger, to act wiser, to plan not just for ourselves, but for the planet we're reshaping. Yes, we moved the Earth, not out of malice, not even with intention, but we know now what we're capable of. The next question is, what will we do with that power? We moved the planet. Now it's time to decide how to live on it.